Hello, everybody. Thanks for coming into this stream where we like to take everything to the end, umpteenth, mind bending degree. And tonight we have Lisa Hauserman. How are you doing?
In the flesh, here we are again. I'm delightful. How about you? Everything's going so well in the country and the world. I just want to sing Kumbaya.
Oh, I'm right there in harmony.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, no doubt. It is absolutely crazy out there.
It's unreal. I just almost pretend like I don't live here. I'm just an observer in my own compound with my siblings and one sibling, anyway.
Yeah, I get that. It's kind of the reverse zoo effect where you're the one locked in and you're watching the animals go by.
Yes, that's a good description. You know,
Yeah,
and
I try.
we gather like-minded thinkers to go to the store together so we aren't tackled over the costume issue. And yeah,
Oh,
it's just
yes.
everything's, got to be planned out now. You can't just run downtown and grab a cup of coffee.
Yeah, it's very interesting that way. It's very interesting. I give you kudos for that. I have been doing the bug in routine where I just have everything delivered.
Good.
Yeah, that's how I'm handling it right now. Except I have to get a new car battery, but that's another story. I'm sure I'll videotape it and show everybody the grand dance I have to go through for that.
Oh, it sounds orgasmic.
So tonight, what I brought in here is kind of part two of robots in restaurants. I started part one in my last stream last night. I showed Denmark, and tonight I finally found the Japan snapshots I took. As you can see here, this is how automated food happens now in Japan.
Unreal.
Is that unreal?
It is, but it's been being talked about, and just people thought it was some sort of conspiracy. When you talk about the technocracy, people think you're crazy, or they did. There's been people that have been talking about this for 30 years. And
Oh, absolutely.
now it's happening. Of course, everybody. Oh, I have to interject and say something. It's going to be off topic, kind of.
Sure.
You know that other channel, BitChute?
Yes.
Not other channel, other platform. I guess it would be like YouTube-ish, but it's BitChute. I was trying to get into my account and whatnot, and I typed it into a search, and one of the things that came up was explaining what it was, and it claims it's a right-wing conspiracy platform.
Huh.
Yeah, this is news to me. I can't anything that goes against the grain or questions the establishment or raises an eyebrow over this insanity is suddenly a right wing fill in the blank. I'm tired of it. I'm a no winger, as you know.
Yes.
So I'm gonna put
Yes.
myself on non face right now, but that's all I wanted to say.
Oh, okay. No, I totally get it. It's become counterculture, it seems, to have thoughts and opinions of your own. And we all have them. Everybody, we all have an opinion. And I highly doubt if most of our opinions match. But we still have to get along in society and, have family and friends. I have many friends who don't agree with me on a lot of things. But when we're out and about, we have a level of what do you call it? Social demeanor where you get along. I don't know where that's going away, but it sure is lately.
I agree wholeheartedly. It's you're not allowed to have a dissenting opinion, a different opinion, any other sort of opinion. I hope you can hear me okay.
Oh, excellent.
Because I muted my mic while you were talking. Oh, there we go. We're matching now. Yeah, you're just not allowed to. And I know that used to bother a lot of people. And after I left the political paradigm altogether, it was a lot easier for me to see what each so called side, what bothered them about the other. And I understand why people got upset when they felt their speech was being taken away. And to be equated with, suddenly labeled something simply because you are sharing something off the grid, so to speak, or off the beaten path. It's insane to me and very well orchestrated. They're experts at doing this. I have to give them a round of applause, even though I hate it.
Oh, they've been experts at this for hundreds of years. Ask Galileo.
Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
you know, if they don't like what they hear, they just throw you away.
Yes.
So yes, but anyway, I'm going to swing back to this picture so I
Okay, yeah,
can.
sorry, we got off there, but
Oh
yeah,
no, no, not at all. It actually fits in because the the whomevers, they want this segregated separation. Let's serve you in a pink and white dumbwaiter instead of having a person bring it to your table, which is so unfortunate. Um, you know, this is where we're going. It's really turning Star Trekky in a weird way. I'm going to show one more thing with this, and then
okay.
I'll move on. What I also wanted to tell people, which I was pointing out last night, is not only do we have wait staff like that, this is the cook. This takes the order and can, as you can read, produce foods in like 20 minutes. And these are hearty foods. I went and read some of the menus, and they have, all your meats and vegetables and everything in here. It is amazing.
It's frightening. I don't care for this non-human touch aspect that we've entered now into this bizarre reality in which we find ourselves.
Yes. Well, well, absolutely. I mean, this may have a lot of convenience to it. You don't have to pay the person, you don't have to have compensation, yada yada. You see, there's a lot of overhead they're eliminating here. But also, too, the cook has no conscience if you take it to the next step. It can be cooking up anything. It
That
could be that new petri dish meat, and it wouldn't care. It doesn't know.
Do you know that they are actually, and by the way, I agree with everything you just said, of course. Do you know that they are actually making meat that isn't like, I don't even know how to
It's
describe.
not real. They
Yeah,
grow it.
fake meat. I mean,
Yes,
like really fake meat.
yes, of course. Why not? They're gods. They're
Yes, and of course, our dear sweet, you know who was involved in funding some of that stuff and also directly connected to Monsanto. This is what drives me to drink. See, stream of consciousness. We are sticking to what the show's about, going
yeah.
off on tangents.
Oh
But
yeah, absolutely. Hold on, people, because you don't know which right or left turn we're going to take shortly. And I thought I would put this up. This is what you're talking about from last night.
yes,
Um, and like I said, I don't know what to call it, waitress, waiter, or wait. I think wait fits it better.
I think you should call it Rosie because it resembles Rosie from the Jetsons. And I was joking, saying, does she polish the floors on the way to the tables?
Oh, that they may include that later on as an option, but yes, this it looks like Rosie. Absolutely, this is just unbelievable. I mean,
And where is this one?
this is in Denmark.
Oh, Lord, hold me.
Yes.
Hold me. Well, I know they started doing something over here a few years ago, wasn't it? In, say, the fast food restaurants, McDonald's or Burger King, one of them where they were trying this automated jazz. I don't think it went this far. I'm not sure.
No, it didn't. They have two platforms and they're still rolling them out as we speak. One is obviously you just walk up to a kiosk and you touchpad your order and pay for it and then retrieve it down the aisle there, wherever. The second one is more personable. They're going to have a screen you walk up to, and that person will take your order. It's a picture, and they're trying to make it as hologrammy as possible. And of course, it's just like when you talk into a phone, you can say certain words, and it knows exactly what you're talking about, and you deliver your order to a hologram.
I'm almost at a loss for words. And for people who know me, they know that's doesn't happen a whole lot. And for your viewers who will hopefully get to know me, It's shocking. I can't even formulate a sentence these days half the time. I have to write it down, of course, and submit it for my column every week instead.
I get that totally. Well, what's the end result period at the end of the sentence here for me is okay, taking out wait staff, more sanitary, or however they want to push this, I guess. But who are these people that are going to be customers when there's no jobs?
Yeah, exactly.
I
I'm
mean,
wondering what they're going to do with the useless eaters, as Henry Kissinger once said, or somebody said. I think he called soldiers mindless something or other. I can't remember. I can't remember the quotes of the elite that make me sick.
I know, but you're spot on in any sense that yeah, they're I guess it's this is heading towards either depopulation or we're going to live in a very workless society. And my concerns going beyond that to the next domino is humans are wired to be busy bees. We work, we do, we create, we think. Uh, you know,
And
to
hang together closer than six effing feet.
oh, absolutely. There's a lot of layers to that onion right there.
There really are a lot. Maybe we shouldn't freak people out immediately, but I'll just say this much. It's not based on anything. It's based on complete male bovine excrement. The 6 foot BS. I'm not going to swear here because I don't swear in my own videos. And
Oh,
this is going to be up on my thing too, I guess, now that I think
that's
about it.
right. Mirror, mirror.
Don't want to cause pearl clutching.
But no, you're absolutely right. And it's I I get so boggled more lately, and like where I am right now, I can't find the words. It's just really.
That's about all. It really is. And then sometimes when, because I have all this information in my head where, like I said, I can write it down for my columns and be very logical and explain to people and link people and show them evidence, show them other scientists that don't get airtime and all. But when it comes to seeing somebody or if they get in your face about something, I'm taken aback to the point. I'm just so amazed that anybody's fallen for this crap, frankly. I really am.
Well, it is. Well, I can tell. Here's several onion layers I will throw on the 6 feet rule.
Okay, I'm going to pause my mic because I have to do something. So I hope you can take over for 5 minutes.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
So, with the 6 feet rule, there's a couple of things going on here. Number one, they have surveillance, we know, all over. Doesn't matter what store or gas station you go to. I mean, there's cameras everywhere. And drones now. They're going to be putting drones out. And they can't read you standing close to another person. Both of your readouts conflict. But if you're 6 feet apart from each other, they read you perfectly. Also, our auras go 3 feet out, give or take. So the next person is 3 feet out, give or take. So our auras, when we have contact with people in public, never touch. Now, that is important because when you go inside someone's aura circle, you get a hit, you get a feel for the person. When you stand 6 feet away, the body, your body and their bodies automatically sensing, oh, there must be a separation and possible danger here because our auras are not connecting properly. Because when I talk to most people, I'm 2, 3 feet away from them, not much more. Do you see what I'm trying to say? And we lock in with each other in conversation and in energy, and that's all being stripped away. All being. I hear.
Hello. I'm
Hello.
sorry. I just clicked back on to say, yes, I agree, but I didn't mean to have you hear something weird in the background.
Oh, that's okay. That's our modern technology.
Oh, absolutely. Yes, I agree. I'm glad you brought up the aura thing because I've been learning a lot about this lately because,
Yes,
like,
it's another layer. And I mean, the last thing I'm going to say about the 6 feet rule, this isn't new. You know where they've used it many, 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 many times, and you can ask people who've been there. Prison.
yes,
When
you're
they
right.
when they
Mhm.
line you up, yeah, sometimes they got you all close together, but a lot of times they'll put you 6 or more feet apart because they don't want you connecting with the other person.
Right.
Period.
And also, I heard a really good expose or a video or however you want to say it today about how it was also used by the CIA for punishment, basically, for enemies of the state. And the person giving the talk was extremely thorough about it. I can't remember every detail, of course, but it was, like solitary confinement and stuff like that. There was a doctor that he brought in, and she was talking about how this alleged virus isn't even taking really any children, and yet they're trying to make all these bizarre regulations when they go back to school. That makes me extremely sick. I almost cry over it. I have to be honest with you. It's disgusting, and there's no need for it at all. And she said how much it will, the social distancing, which I call forced physical separation, will cause damage to children because of what you're saying and the separation factor. It's like psychological warfare. That's what they're doing. I'm sorry if this shocks people. I'm sorry if whatever. This is what they're doing.
No, absolutely. Well, and this is what I have to ask these parents with children under, let's just say, 7 or 8 and younger right now. Look at what's been going on with Generation Z and Generation Millennials. They have come out with more peanut allergies,
Hmm.
more skin problems, and that's the minor stuff. Let's go into deep autism at record breaking levels. And I'm going to tell, I know you younger people, it's normal to you because you see so much autism in the world. But I'm telling you, in my day, a mentally disabled person of any form, of any infliction, was rare. And
Yeah,
nowadays, it's what is it? What is it down to? 1 in every 58 boys now is autistic.
I think it's something like that. Yeah, I'm 56 years old, so I'm kind of your same group.
Yes, you are. You're the boomer.
And we were, yeah, very end of the boomer. We were talking about that. A friend of mine and I were that we just don't remember this going on at all. And half the population, more than half, is medicated. They're medicating our children. They never connect the medication to any of the stuff going on, like deaths from the Mr. CV. That's what I'm going to call it now instead of the Fang.
Oh, hey,
Mr.
let's
CV.
and sudden infant death syndrome. They blamed it
Hmm.
on what? Oh, not laying right in the crib. It was the crib. It was the mattress. It was everything but the vaccines they were giving.
Exactly. Yes, I'm telling you, I've looked and I thought that I was done arguing with doctors over vaccines. Now that Spencer's 24, is he almost 25? I don't know his age ever. He was born in 94, so whatever that makes him. No, 95. He's going to be 25, ladies and gentlemen, in November. But I thought I was finished with having to defend our position on this, that, and the other thing. And now here we go. Here we go
Yeah,
again.
yeah. It's ridiculous. And this is just my hit. This is my knowing. I just don't think they're going to get as far as they'd like to think they're going to get with all of that.
I don't either. Neither does Dr. Vernon Coleman across the pond, retired. He's a really interesting fellow. And he thinks they're not going to get away with this. And I'm going to have to start. I'm sorry about the road noise. I'm going to have to start thinking in that direction.
Yeah, I don't think so. Well, first of all, I heard this from another show, and it made perfect sense to me, at least at the time. And that is that initially they're going to have so many volunteers, it will not have to be mandatory,
Right.
unfortunately. And then it will roll into, oh, let's push this a little harder, and then they're going to get the pushback.
Well, also, what they'll do really is just tie it to your ability to live life. You won't be able to travel. You won't be able to register to school. You won't be able to get a passport. You won't be able to get your driver's license unless you have this thing. And if people think this is some kind of conspiracy, just look at the actual science magazines that don't come from the conspiratorial world. I'm so sick of people freaking out and calling others conspiracy theorists. It drives me crazy.
Well, look what the airlines are doing right now. If you do not wear a mask the whole flight, except for when you have to take drinks or, obvious things, they can ban you from flying the rest of your life. That is the new policy. That's
Oh,
how so they're pushing this on masks. See, the mask is the like I said the little toe into the water.
prerequisite.
Yes, just to see, yes, to get you used to having to take all of this, and then the vaccines and everything else are next. And well, I guess it will be social punishment then, but I think they're going to have to do that to a lot more people than I think they're counting on.
I think so too, because back in my day, I'm sure when Spencer was younger, there seemed to be less people sort of aware of the situation with some of the vaccines. And now a lot of people are catching on to it. And especially because they have a spokesperson like Robert Kennedy Jr., I think he gives a lot of levity because people still hang on to that political identity. At least they'll listen to somebody. You know what I'm saying? And so he has that child's, I forget what it's called now, his outlet, child something network. I don't remember what it is. I know it's terrible of me, but you can look it up. Robert Kennedy Jr. Just type it into a search with vaccine, and it should take you there.
Oh, excellent.
What are we
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, we've just kept backing up and backing up, and I'm personally just waiting for enough people to have had enough and say, okay, this, I mean, we can't keep, if you keep living your life down this, ducking your head in the sand, Terry the turtle kind of thing here, you're going to live in absolute misery. I mean, this is a quick road to misery, and I brought up the pictures of the protests because Lisa and I were talking. I'm stream of consciousness. Lisa and I were talking earlier about here in Portland. They, I guess, set the Justice Building on fire, the main floor. I don't know what they did over there, but here's my thing: they tore down the elk. And you're going, the elk? Yes, here we have statues downtown of elk and beavers and bears and all this really nice stuff. And I don't know what prompted them to tear down the elk, but I guarantee you that elk had nothing to do with it.
I'm coming back in. I hope it didn't make a lot of noise.
No,
Okay. You have to bear with us, ladies and gentlemen. We had a pilot episode. Now this is episode one,
that's
officially,
right.
of Stream of Consciousness. I can't even formulate a sentence over this at all. I don't know what to think, say, or do because I know that there are people, just regular people, that join these protests and stuff and have the best of intentions. And then you have the agent provocateur, which I love to say that word, that gets involved. And then you really have people that are at the head of it, so to speak. And your average citizen joining it probably doesn't know that. I know that I didn't know it when I joined some stuff several years ago. So I don't want to paint everybody with this broad brush, but this whole thing has gone insane. It seems to me like they are perhaps going to aid some sort of military invention coming, or intervention, not invention. Yeah, no, it just seems a little strange to me, but my mind runs a little strangely, as you all know.
Well, yeah, actually, more and more we're realizing that these protests, not just in our country but around the world, are quite organized. There is a financial, political, spiritual bent on everything going on here right now. And it's unfortunate the majority of these people really have the best intentions going to these
Mhm.
marches, and they're tools.
Yeah, it makes me
They
sad.
it is. It's very sad because they've poisoned our protesting process many, many, many years ago. That's why, yes, I'm right with you. I used to go out and stand for a lot of things until I realized one time firsthand. I think I ran into one of those provocateurs. And it's just like everything else. Everything has been corrupted at all levels, people, at all levels.
It really
Everything.
has been. That's why I don't think there's any cure from within or fix.
No,
I mean, because you just think of any department, the system is set up or runs in a way that's so easily manipulated by way of money and blackmail. United States citizens don't realize how many of these politicians are blackmailed with disgusting situations or in disgusting situations. I won't go any further with that, but I think you
no,
can
but
figure it out.
it's so true. It's money, honey, or gunny. You take your pick.
There you go. And you might not even have done what they're accusing you of, but they get you in a compromising position and maybe get a photo or two.
It's
And
easier to take the cash and just be, what it is.
there have been investigative journalists on this for years and years who have come out and said people just don't realize. I think we're trusting people, which it's nice, but in another way, it's time to give that up for Lent. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Um, yeah, it's everything. I'm sorry to say, I know this sounds very negative, call it conspiracy, but I really feel it's just time to call it what it is, and that is everything has a weave of corruption through it now, and it's hit the tipping point. It's in everything. It's in the food we eat. It's in the water we drink. It's in the marches that we make down Main Street. It's on our TV. It's in the products that we buy. It's finally time, and here again, I'm going to push my Aquarian age. It's time. We got to wash all that stuff out of our hair and move on to a better way to manage ourselves and conduct ourselves with each other in this world. And like I wrote Lisa earlier, I'm so hoping we can figure out how to get rid of the tyrants that seem to pop up and fall every 40, 60, 80 years. Here we go, roller coaster ride, and there they are, and downhill we go. And it's getting old.
Well, I'll tell you what my wish for people would be is to really think about dropping your political identities. I say it all the time at the end of my videos, but I don't think people really think about it that deeply. It's politics to me is a cult. And look, can I go ahead and put that picture up here?
Absolutely.
I'm going to try, and then we should probably maybe end. We've gone like 30 minutes. I don't want to drive anyone too crazy. Don't tell me I don't have it, ladies. I do. Okay, here. This is actually something I stole from Mark Passio, and there it is.
It's true. And I came to that conclusion back in 2011. I got a real awakening. The red mob that runs the military complex and the blue mob that runs the pharma and illegal drug trade complex and prisons. Let's throw that in there. And what's so twisty about this. A lot of minorities go to the Democratic Party, and I am not either party, people. I don't care what you believe in and what you vote for. That's all your stuff, okay? But I'm just making an observation that, a lot of minorities run to the Democratic Party, and they are the biggest contributors of the prison complex system. Is that a slap in the face or
Not
what?
only, but Joe Biden helped to write that crime bill.
Oh,
Well, God, we're like 1 minute before we're ending, and we start talking about this. But just look it up, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't believe us, of course, but I do ask you to shy away from Wikipedia and Google if at all possible, because they've been bigly. What have they been? Not infiltrated, but they're very much into hiding anything but the establishment view. I can't think of the word, but I'm going to turn my mic off. But I will say thank you, everyone, for watching, and I hope that you come back to Stream of Consciousness. And I'm going to let Smoking and G take us out.
Oh, well, thank you, Lisa. This has been great. Absolutely wonderful. I love hearing your thoughts and everything on this. And I hope everybody that's joined and taken us all the way through the 30 minutes have enjoyed what we are bringing in our content. And please give a thumbs up, please leave comments. And please go over to Lisa Hauserman's Lounging with Lisa channel. She will be mirroring this as well. So, in the meantime, stay frosty.